the Sunday lineup, presented by Hexclad.
We're the 12U Plainview Hawks from Plainview, New York, and here's your starting lineup today for your New York Yankees. Batting first, playing first base, number 22, Ben Rice.
Batting second, playing DH, number 26, Luis Garcia Jr.
Batting third, playing left field, number 34, Elliot Ramos.
Batting fourth, playing center field, number 12, Trent Grisham.
Batting fifth, playing right field, number 78, Spencer Jones.
Batting sixth, playing shortstop, number 96, George Lombard Jr.
Batting seventh, playing third, number 19, Ryan McMahon.
Batting eighth, playing catcher, number 28, Austin Wells. Batting ninth, playing second base, number 72, Jose Caballero. And today's starting pitcher, number 40, Ryan Weathers.
Let's go Yankees! Let's go Yankees!
All right, good job
Let's
by
go
the 12U
Yankees!
Plainview Hawks, and they're going to Cooperstown tomorrow morning for the week-long Cooperstown Dreams Park Tournament. I experienced that with my son earlier this summer. What a great time. They'll have a wonderful time. Good luck to those guys, and thanks for doing the lineup. And that lineup is going to be facing a pretty good right-hander in Dylan Cease.
Yeah, the numbers jump off the page for Dylan Cease. A lot of pitching coaches that have worked with him have been waiting for this type of season because he's always had that kind of stuff. And this is his best year yet so far. And let's tell you a little bit more in our Nissan Pitcher Scouting Report. And don't stop till you get enough. Well, he was the July AL Pitcher of the Month with a 1.00 ERA. Hasn't allowed a run on the road in over 36 innings. So pitching at home here today, no diggity. He likes to bag him up, Michael. And he's got 191 Ks in 23 games started this year. That's second in franchise history to Rocket Roger Clemens, who did it in 1997. And you can't touch this. Well, that's a slider. Opposing batters are batting 123 off of that slider with a 44% whiff rate.
Well, let's take a look at the defense behind them, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Cameron, Straw, and Bateman left to right in the outfield. Okamoto, Jimenez, Clement, and McAdoo third to first. Alejandro Kirk behind the plate. The veteran George Springer, the DH, and Dylan Cease is on the mound. Cease is ready. Rice leading off. He's ready. Let's do it in Toronto. And the pitch is low and inside, 1-0. I do wonder, David, if the Yankees will complain about the red sleeves on Cease. Usually has to be uniform, nobody on the other team. The Blue Jays wearing red sleeves. He's also got a red glove on and red spikes. High fly ball left field. Daz Cameron is there. Put it away.
But it's an interesting point, Michael. All it takes is a complaint from the opposition, and then it's in the umpire's call at that point. But I'm not sure. Boy, it's electric. That's for sure.
So one down. That's going to bring up Luis Garcia Jr. We mentioned in the open, Aaron Boone trying to shake it up offensively with Rice leading off. And he moves Garcia up to the number 2 hole. Hunter Wendelstedt is the home plate umpire. Brock Ballou at first. Crew chief Vic Carapazza at second, and Nick Lentz is over third. Garcia 1 for 8 so far in this series. Let's check out what Hunter Wendelstedt's all about. The Umpire Scouting Report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Pitcher friendly, 118 calls challenged, 67 overturned. Hunter, 29th big league season. So Cease's 2.40 ERA is second to Schlittler's 2.19. And he has a 4.8 WAR to Schlittler's 5.0. Served into left field again. Cameron again, 2 outs. That'll bring up Elliot Ramos. Now, Cease took a no-hitter into the 9th inning in San Francisco on July 8th, and Ramos was the guy who broke it up with a leadoff single in the 9th. Cease does have 1 no-hitter. He pitched with the Padres in 2024. Ramos really struggling, 0 for his last 24. And with the Yankees, 2 for 32. We can say that about almost everybody in the lineup. Last 3 losses, no runs. 1 run and 1 run. Awfully hard to win that way. There's a base hit for Ramos. It's down the left field line. It goes into the corner. Playing it out there is Cameron, and Ramos can breathe a sigh of relief. That breaks an 0 for 24.
Well, he cuts him off with a pass, a little two-seam fastball, about 94, running in, and Ramos is quick. Hammers it down the line.
So here's Trent Grisham. He's batting cleanup today. And a strike.
When you hear stories about Billy Martin and this type of a slump with a team, would just put names in a hat to make out a lineup or do something crazy to shake things up.
Call is confirmed. The Yankees have 1 challenge remaining.
Grisham challenged that, powered by T-Mobile, and he was wrong. It was a strike.
I think we're probably past that point now in today's game with all the data and information. I think it'd be hard for Aaron Boone to do something like that, although he did shake it up today.
One. You know, he was asked, well, how does Ben Rice fit as a leadoff guy? And he was honest. He said, just want to give it a different look. Just want to get a different feel. And you can see Grisham did not like that. Now, he looked like he punched out Grisham, but it's just 2 strikes.
Oh, he did. Ball's high, and he forgot how many strikes there were. But other than that, hey, 29 years in the game. It happens to everybody.
One, 2, swing and a miss. There's a changeup. Grisham down on strikes. Yankees again don't get a hit with runners in scoring position. Blue Jays coming to bat.
Start your legacy.
Well, the Yankees don't score in the top of the first inning, boys. Seems like we've said that a lot lately. And now we take a look at the Blue Jays starting lineup against Ryan Weathers. Bateman, McAdoo, who was the star of yesterday's game, and Kirk at the top of the order. Then it's Springer, Clement, and Okamoto in the middle. That's Cameron, his first start in the big leagues this year. Andres Jimenez and Miles Straw, the bottom third.
And Ryan Weathers towing the slab here at the Rogers Center. Pretty solid year overall. Been much better as of late as well, and those home runs are going down. Let's tell you a little bit more in our Nissan Pitcher Scouting Report. And Riders on the Storm, he had a 22 2/3 scoreless streak broken up in the 6th inning of his last start. Been on a good run. Here comes the rain again on the road. He's been a road dog this year in a good way. Last 4 games on the road, a 1.13 ERA, and rock you like a hurricane. He is just the 5th left-handed pitcher to record 136 Ks in his first 23 starts with the Yankees.
And he deals to Bateman high.
First on that list is the great Al Downing.
Bateman chops one to second. There's Caballero. 1 down. Take a look at the entire Yankee defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. And we'll take a closer look at Ryan McMahon. Our CarShield defensive player profile shows that since 2021, he's had 60 defensive runs saved, 3rd among Major League third basemen. We also took a look at Caballero at second base, and it's rare to see Jazz Chisholm sit down against a right-handed starter, but Jazz has admittedly struggled. He looks lost up there at times, so Aaron Boone said give him a reset, and tomorrow's an off day, so he gets 2 days off in a row. There's a strike to McAdoo.
And Michael, I asked him whether or not Caballero could get an extended run if he hits a little bit, and he said, nope, I expect Jazz to be back in there in Baltimore. He is the guy that is going to be manning second base the majority of the time, but he's also looking for a bit of a spark from Caballero. He sometimes seems to provide that.
And Rice will put it away to retire McAdoo. Well, Mayor, it'll be interesting to see if Caballero pounds out 4 hits today, if that changes.
Michael, as we know, always subject to change. Dylan Cease on the mound, though, certainly not going to be an easy task for this Yankees offense as a whole.
There's Alejandro Kirk. And a strike. One and one on Kirk, who's 3 for 6 in the series. Last 25 games for Kirk, hitting .359 with 3 home runs. When he came back from his injury, first 29 games, he really struggled. .202 average, but now more like Alejandro Kirk. And the pitch. 2-2. Not saying that Weathers' season needed turning around, but since he has lessened his reliability on the four-seamer, he has really been very, very tough. Popped up. Caballero will put it away, and Weathers works a 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the second. 0-0 here on Yes. Play FanDuel's Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Spencer Jones going to lead off the second. He's plus 900. George Lombard Jr. follows him. He's plus 700. So Jones 2 for 7 in the first 2 games of this series. He has 5 home runs, 18 ribbies on the year. David mentioned this yesterday. The Yankees have struggled here in Rogers Center since 2024, including the playoffs. Just 6 wins in 21 games, so 6-15. And Jones swings at the first pitch, pops it up to shallow center. Straw comes on. 1 pitch, 1 out. So I saw this stat, David, that kind of jumped out at me. The first 72 games of the season for the Yankees, scoring 0 or more runs. They've done it. They did it 9 times in the first 72 games, so that's 12.5%. The last 51 games, 14 times that's happened. That's 27.5%. The major league average is 17.4%. So what we're seeing, I wouldn't say it's historic, but David, it's jarring. Because this is a team that's built on offense and home runs, and it's disappeared.
Yeah, it's flipped the script. It's all pitching right now that's keeping them in it.
And they're also facing a team that's going through the same thing. The Blue Jays have had a hard time scoring runs, and pitching has kind of held them up as well. Right now, they're a half game out of a wild card spot after having a miserable beginning of the season. And the home runs have disappeared for them as well.
If you looked at the American League East this year in the first half of the season, there was a lot of underachievers. You kind of figured there'd be a course correction. I didn't expect the Red Sox to wheel off as many wins as they did in a row. Toronto off the World Series last year, they weren't as bad as their record indicated, and they're starting to course correct as well.
So, I mean, you look at the wild card, David, the teams that are half game out are under 500. The Twins and the Guardians 1 game out, they're under 500. It's really startling. And that's going to be challenged there by Lombard.
Challenging the call. Strike.
He thinks it's outside. ABS powered by T-Mobile. And he gets it right.
Turn to a ball.
He's been good at it. He did it twice against Chris Sale and won at bat. Got them both right.
Very confident, very assured of himself.
There's Ryan McMahon. He actually has some success against Dylan Cease. 6 for 14 with 2 home runs. And the Yankees beat Dylan Cease on May 19th in the Bronx. And McMahon had a 3-run home run and Rice had a 2-run home run. Cease lasted just 5 innings in that game. Why don't we take a look at what Dylan Cease's arsenal looks like on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
The top 3 are really the pitches. He's got variations on knuckle curve, sinker, and sweeper, but really it comes down to that slider changeup combination that really gets a lot of whiffs, along with that four-seamer in the upper 90s.
Now, he's always been a good pitcher, but this is a different level. Has he done something different, David, to get to this level?
Yeah, I really believe it's mechanical. Since he's come here to Toronto, he revamped his motion and looks away from the target, especially in the windup. But that helps him gather himself and get in sync with his lower half. Kind of see the look away in the middle of his delivery. He almost looks like he's looking at third base. That just helps everything in terms of his synchronicity. Usually you see a pitcher look at the target. Look at him look completely away from the target. That allows him to stay back over the rubber bore and get his arm on top and get his stuff behind it. It has served him exceptionally well so far.
There goes Lombard. Swing and a miss. The throw to second. Not nearly in time. Stolen base for George Lombard as Ryan McMahon strikes out.
And he stumbled a bit. You can see he kind of lost his footing just a bit. Right out of the gates, good jump, but a little start, little hitch in his giddy up, but got plenty to get there in time.
So here's Austin Wells. Last 20 games, he's a .304 hitter. You know, your explanation about Cease fascinates me, David, because it runs counter to everything that you hear as a layman. Well, you've got to keep your eye on the target. Don't look away from the target. He's looking away.
He is, and it's really a matter of preference. Pedro Martinez kept his eyes on the target consistently. Greg Maddux looked away, looked down in the middle of his delivery.
Did you look at the target?
I looked down. I looked away because when I looked at the target the whole time, it made me rush. It made me kind of jump towards that target instead of stay back. Get your weight behind your pitches. Now, you hear that term a lot, stay back. It just means keep your weight under you before your arm gets up into throwing position.
The 0-1. 0-2. Well, the Blue Jays believed in Cease because in December they signed him to a big contract of 7 years, $210 million. Covers him through his age 36 season. Some deferred money, so it comes out to about $175 million. The 0-2. And the weird part about Cease, he's had up and down patterns over the last several seasons. But the Jays were betting on his stuff and his durability. He never misses a start, ever.
The stuff has always been there. And he's kind of fought himself in command. Sometimes his stuff was too good. It moves all over the place. But mechanically, he's under control now for the first time in his career.
Two and two on Wells. That was Lombard's first stolen base, so he's checking off a lot of boxes in his 11th big league game. 2-2. Fouled away. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Wells down on strikes. Again, the Yankees leave a runner in scoring position. Last night when Tommy John passed away after a long illness, he had sent out a letter to all Yankee fans during Old Timers Day because he was in ill health and felt that he wanted to say thank you to the fans and the Steinbrenner family. He had such an impact on baseball, still not in the Hall of Fame, probably should be, but the fact that that pioneering surgery was done on Tommy John saved many, many pitchers' careers, and we send out our condolences to the family and all the fans of Tommy John.
You look at the numbers that Tommy John put up after that surgery, that original Tommy John surgery, just remarkable career he had.
Ground ball, Lombard, and he retires Springer. Tommy John pitched for the Dodgers, then went from the Dodgers as a free agent to the Yankees. Left-hander, made the ball dance, knew how to pitch, smart, erudite, and then that surgery that kind of changed baseball and changed the lifespan, at least the career span of pitchers. And as David said, after the surgery, he had more wins after the surgery than before. The bionic arm. It's kind of puzzling that he's not in the Hall of Fame. Hopefully it happens.
Is there a more famous name in baseball?
He once joked that if he knew, it was going to be called the Tommy John surgery, he might have copyrighted, made a lot more money. Four-time All-Star, Cy Young runner-up twice with the Yankees, 91 and 60, 288 wins. Check swing, foul ball by Clement. And a 3.34 ERA in 760 games. Durable, pitched into his 40s. One, two. 2-2. He pitched into his 40s, and he once told me, I was a writer back then, he said, it's amazing. He said, when you have a couple of bad starts when you're 30, just having a couple of bad starts. Fly ball right field. Jones is there for out number 2. He said, but you have a couple of bad starts when you're 43, then they think you're done. He said, so you got to pick when you're going to have bad starts.
So true. The narrative around age.
So rest in peace, Tommy John. Here's Kazuma Okamoto, 2 for 7 in this series so far, and a strike. Two and one on Okamoto. You wonder if this stretch of games where everything is a nail biter, there's so many zeros on the board, 1-run differential late in the game, if it's going to benefit the Yankees in the postseason, because that's essentially postseason games, David.
It's a great point. I mean, they are used to grinding it right now. Every game, every inning, every at-bat is a grind for this team right now. It wears on you.
High fly ball, right center field. Jones is there, and Jones puts it away as the Blue Jays go down in order against Weathers. We'll go to the third.
Welcome back to the Rogers Center, where the Yankees and Jays are scoreless as we head to the top of the third. It's going to be Jose Caballero leading things off for the Yankees this inning, followed by Ben Rice. Now, Rice is one of the many Yankees that has been struggling to find any type of consistency lately. He was 0 for 4 last night with 2 strikeouts, just 4 for his last 45. When Aaron Boone was asked about that earlier today, he said some of his numbers might be a little bit deceiving, though he did acknowledge those struggles, saying he felt like he's been barreling up the ball a little bit better as of late. Now, when I spoke to Rice in the clubhouse last night, he said he felt similarly, saying he feels like the at-bats are getting increasingly better and better, but he is not getting the results. When asked if he needs to make any adjustments or what else he could do, guys, he said, you just have to keep going. You have to know it is a long baseball season. Things are going to turn.
Well, the Yankees are waiting for it to turn. Here's Caballero, the number 9 batter, in there for Jazz Chisholm today.
Hitter is challenging to call the strike.
Well, it's called the strike, and Caballero is going to challenge. ABS challenge, powered by T-Mobile.
Call has been changed to a ball.
And he was right. So the Yankees retain that challenge. Still have 1 remaining. And he's challenging again.
Hitter is challenging that strike call as well.
ABS challenged by T-Mobile.
That is also changed to a ball.
Not a great look for Wendelstedt. First 2 pitches of the at-bat.
Old school pitcher's umpire.
Check the swing. He did not go, said Brock Ballou.
That pitch off the plate that was overturned, that was part of the strike zone in 1992. Got that pitch all the time for the Blue Jays down the stretch run.
And there's ball 4. That was well earned by Caballero. He turned 2 strikes into balls on challenges. So he's on first base, and he's a threat to go. One and 0 on Rice.
You can see this setup. Kirk throws well. He's got a good release, but Cease is not exceptionally quick to home plate. He's got kind of a big leg kick, so he's gettable for Caballero to take a shot here on a 2-0 count.
Nubbed in front of the plate, grabbed by Kirk. And he takes the out at first. Moving to second is Caballero. He thought about second, so let me get the sure out.
Good read by Caballero. He's gone. Good job by Kirk going and getting that ball, keeping it fair.
Well, first 3 innings, Yankees have had a runner at second base. They have not been able to cash in. Here's Garcia. You know, when the Yankees didn't score in the first inning, it was the 16th straight game that they did not score in the first inning. And when you say, do they misjudge? Well, there's one of the ways you misjudge. He has 7 home runs in the first inning this year in limited time. And in his career, 92 first inning home runs. That helps pitching. It helps a team. It changes a mindset. Boom, you're on the board with a long home run right away. So losing him has really meant a great, great deal. And that's obviously from the theater of the obvious. How could you not miss him? And, you know, I asked Aaron Boone about that before the game. He said, well, of course you misjudge. He said, but you look at the people in the lineup. He said they still should be able to do more than they've done. He said, we've got the people that can do it. He said, so yeah, you misjudged, but I don't think that's the reason why this is happening. Runner goes. Throw to third, not in time. Stolen base for Caballero.
And Michael, speaking of Aaron Judge, he was actually seen at the stadium today playing catch again and doing some running, so he continues to progress with that rehab process.
The entire organization and fan base waits anxiously. Infield is in with Garcia at the plate. 2-1 count.
It's the combination of Judge and Bellinger. Because stylistically, Bellinger was the guy who put the ball in play. He was hard to strike out, had a 2-strike approach. Judge, obviously, with thunder, could change your game with one swing.
Cease looking for a strikeout of Garcia. And that's a fly ball. Fairly shallow left. Tagging is Caballero. Cameron makes the play. And here's the throw. Not nearly good enough. Up the third baseline. A sac fly for Garcia. Caballero scores, and the Yankees are on the board. It's 1-0.
That was the plan when Aaron Boone wrote the lineup card today. Try to manufacture a run. Caballero comes through. And certainly getting a third on the stolen base, and the wheels help at third on a shallow fly to left.
Here's Elliot Ramos had a double in the first inning to break an 0 for 24. Came into the game 2 for 32 in 10 games as a Yankee. Infield backs up with 2 outs. Popped up. McAdoo in foul territory will put it away, and that'll do it. But the Yankees create a run. Sac fly scores one. It's 1-0 Yanks. The Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by FanDuel. All customers get to choose their reward today on FanDuel. Use your reward on any home run bet and play your game. By the New York Lottery, play today and start imagining your win. And by Nissan, hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. So leadoff walk, moving to second on a chopper in front of the plate, a stolen base at third, and a sac fly. And the Yankees generate a run. Those guys could generate runs. What a lineup. That's the top of the order for that Yankee team. And that Yankee team didn't have enough pitching, but they certainly had the offense.
Yeah, they should have won more with that lineup.
If they had a wild card back then, things might have been different. They had the best record as a team in the 80s.
Yeah, that's a good trivia question right there.
Numbers there. Cameron in the minors. Started the season playing in South Korea. Played 43 games there. Bottom third of the order. 1-0 Yankees. Now, David, there's a chance that Carlos Rodon, could pitch in the big leagues on Tuesday in Baltimore. There's also a chance that he can get one more rehab start. His last rehab start, he looked great. So then it begs the question, who leaves the rotation? Is it going to be Weathers? Is it going to be Warren? Because somebody has to leave. I don't think they're going to go with a 6-man rotation. And then you have to say, who translates better to the bullpen, Weathers or Warren? Those are decisions the Yankees have to make. Strike 3. Cameron down looking. Speaking of injuries, today's injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Certainly a wide range of injuries. Bellinger is going to start his rehab assignment this week. Rodon, rehab or major league start on Tuesday. Giancarlo Stanton, no rehab assignment scheduled yet. Judge, we told you, ran and played catch today. And then Schmidt is inching closer, and he'll return to the mound in a rehab assignment this week. Weathers is always making it really tough. Okay, even if he translates well to the bullpen, who's going to pitch better than he has lately as a starter?
I think there's a way you could do a pseudo 6-man rotation and keep these guys kind of stretched out.
the Yankees do have a doubleheader against the Red Sox at the end of the month, so I'm sure that that's been kept in mind as well. And the deal with Clark Schmidt, not going to be a rehab. He's going to be on a mound pitching to batters, but not a rehab assignment as of yet. Still 1-2 on Jimenez. Well, if you had to look at their stuff, and you've certainly looked at both of their stuff, who translates better, Warren or Weathers out of the pen?
I think Weathers has had more experience down there. He's done both roles.
Swing and a miss. Jimenez down on strikes.
A strikeout left-handed pitcher, such a valuable weapon in the bullpen. Somebody who can come in and do that against tough lefties. But you are correct. I mean, he's doing so well as a starter. It would be it's hard to bump him out of there.
High fly ball off the bat of Straw. Toward the line is Spencer Jones, and he makes the play as he stops it from hitting the screen. Well, Weathers has been perfect through 3. Nice play by Jones to end the bottom of the 3rd. We go to the 4th. All.
How about that?
Son Dylan Cease. His grandmother Betty Wright Cease played professional baseball and softball during the 40s. He wears number 84 as a nod to yoga's 84 classical asanas, which are postures, and his dedication to the practice. He creates abstract expressionist paintings and gifted one to Blue Jays manager John Schneider, who hung it in his office. Now, there's a guy with depth. I mean, I can barely doodle. This guy's doing expressionist paintings.
How about that?
Yoga poses.
Grisham takes a strike from Cease. Tri-State Cadillac scoreboard, 1-0 Yanks as we start the 4th.
How do you think George Steinbrenner would react to a starting pitcher in the 80s doing yoga poses in the outfield?
It would be an interesting reaction. I think he'd be okay as long as he was good.
That is absolutely the right thing to say. Over the years, George brought in experts from all areas, nutrition. He was on the cutting edge. He tried just about anybody to bring them in.
Remember when he tried to hire knuckleball pitchers when the Yankees were going to face a knuckleball? And he'd have them pitch batting practice. The 0-2 to Grisham. Grisham struck out in the 1st inning.
You know who else was big on that? Tommy Lasorda. He had batting practice pitchers that actually physically looked like the opposing pitchers for the next week. He had a lefty that looked just like Sid Fernandez. He kind of threw like him, too.
Yeah, that's the original trajectory machine.
Tommy Lasorda had that down.
And the 2-2. 3-2. Garrett Cole is always holding court, talking baseball. Pitchers, hitters, doesn't matter. Swing and a miss. Good slider. Grisham struck out twice this afternoon.
Yeah, this is his depth slider. One of the best in the league, and you can see the depth at 88 miles an hour. The bottom drops out of it. When hitters swing at that pitch this year, they whiff almost 44% of the time, just like that.
Here's Spencer Jones. I'm just curious if you could find a guy who looks like Sid Fernandez and throws like him, why isn't he pitching in the big league?
Well, he threw 82 instead of 92.
Okay.
But he looked like him, had a similar release point.
Line down the right field line, foul. Another sellout crowd here at Rogers Center. Coming off that World Series where they went into extra innings in Game 7. A lot of excitement for the 2026 season. There's a strike. But obviously struggling up until this point. They've gotten hot of late. They're 12-5 in the last 17 games, and they thrust themselves right into the wild card picture. And down goes Jones, put out as at first.
Another Dylan Cease slider. And once again, you know, you've heard me say this, Michael, it's really the location. It looks like it's right down the middle. It's over the heart of the plate and then ends up in the dirt.
Here's George Lombard Jr. walked and picked up his first big league stolen base in the second inning. And a strike. It's a good slider that just missed. Good take there by Lombard. But no, they called on the scoreboard. It says 0-2. I think, yeah. Wendelstedt is now accentuating that it's 0-2. So it was a really good slide. It actually was a strike. One and two. Lombard 9 hits in 34 at-bats since being called up to the big leagues. He's 1 for 5 in this series. You mentioned he walked in the second. Soft ground ball, shortstop, charging Jimenez. Fields fires, got him. Yankees go down in order against Cease. 1, 2, 3, and we'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Well, Yankee fans, vote for the mini dessert chicken bucket. Fill in your ballpark bites bracket for a chance to win tickets to try these bites in stadium. Vote at MLB.com/bracket. David, you do this half inning. I'm about to vote.
Yeah, get a couple.
I believe in that. I've had it. It's great. Bateman takes a strike. Bateman 4 for 9 in this series, has a 6-game hitting streak. Count 0-2. He's hit in 7 of 8 games since being called up. One and two.
Kind of see Weathers and his fastball usage in this start kind of all come together, and exactly what we've been talking about. Meredith has talked about it. Less four-seamers, more two-seamers, more changeups, more sweepers. Kind of seeing the evolution of a pitcher. He's becoming a pitcher before our eyes, as opposed to just kind of a kid with a good arm that was a thrower before. He's really developing.
Swing and a miss. Bateman down on strikes.
And David, kind of to your point, Aaron Boone was speaking a little bit about that before the game, saying he just has done a much better job grasping his arsenal over the last 4 to 6 starts. That in combination with better execution of his off-speed pitches, he thinks has led to the success that we have seen early in the season. He got into some trouble with those off-speed pitches that often led to home runs. That has not been the case as of late. That and his better pitch mix is why he thinks Ryan Weathers has continued to excel. And he also mentioned, David, his game planning. He said he feels like he has a good plan going out there. He is able to stick to it, and based on the opponent, he's been able to tweak it a little bit. We saw him throw a few more four-seamers last time, but as you noted, overall down over the last 6 starts.
Chop slowly to third. Charging is McMahon. Bare hands, fires. A base hit for McAdoo. Why don't we take a look at Weathers' arsenal on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud?
Well, the changeup usage is up, as you see on the right, in the last 4 starts. Sinker usage way up. Four-seam usage way down. That's serving him well, that particular mix.
You know, when the Yankees made the trade to acquire him, it seemed like an under-the-radar deal, but people in baseball were raving about it because they had competition. A lot of teams were trying to get Weathers from the Marlins, and the Yankees pulled off the deal, and you see this is an arm that you could dream on. There's a base hit to right field off the bat of Kirk. McAdoo will stop at second. So the first 2 hits in the game, an infield single and then a single right.
Well, how many times have we seen Kirk do that? Just shoot the ball the other way. It's part of his game, and he does it well. One of the most popular players in Toronto right now, Alejandro Kirk.
Grounded, Lombard. There's 1. And there's 2. Just what he needed. Gets a 6-4-3 double play to get out of the jam. 4 in the books. After this DP, the Yankees are leading 1-0 into the 5th. Well, let's check out one of today's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Ryan McMahon to hit 1 or more home runs, plus 750, and he'll lead off. Now, you saw the CN Tower there, which is right beyond the right field grandstand. And Meredith, you've always threatened that you were going to hang off that because they allow some people to do that. Did you do it this time in?
Michael, it's called the Edge Walk, and I'm actually a little embarrassed about this, believe it or not. David Cohn and I were actually supposed to do this last year for a Mayor on the Move, but there was a strike of the workers at the CN Tower. However, the Edge Walk was still open, and things just weren't adding up to me. Everybody else was not in the building, but the workers were doing the Edge Walk. I don't know, felt a little off, so I decided not to do it. David was very gracious, saying he would do whatever I wanted to do. Ultimately, we did not go on the Edge Walk, Michael.
Well, what's the excuse this weekend?
I just didn't do it this weekend.
Okay.
I think it's a little crazy. I'm not a big heights person, Michael. I do a lot of things that are adventurous, but that seems like unnecessary risk.
Oh, I would agree, but you've threatened that you were going to do it. I know Brian Cashman has done it.
Michael, I was right on the edge and decided not to.
Okay, I respect that. David, you live on the edge, so you would have done it, right?
I went to Hemingway's instead. I got my thrill there.
Hemingway's, for those that have not been to Toronto, a local establishment, pub. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Sixth strikeout there for Cease.
His command this year is as good as it's ever been in his career. The high-low game. We showed that devastating slider he has when he needs strikeouts, but his four-seamer right above the zone has been on point.
There's Wells. Checks a swing, 1-0. Grounded, right side, Clement to McAdoo. Both teams will fly out of Toronto after the game. The Blue Jays have a 6-game road trip to Tampa Bay and the Bronx. And the Yankees have an off day tomorrow in Baltimore, and then they'll play Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday against the Orioles. Here's Jose Caballero. He created the Yankees' first run. Challenged 2 strike calls, got him overturned, then walked, moved to second on a chopper in front of the plate, stole third, and scored on a medium-range fly ball by Luis Garcia Jr. Take him any way you can get him. That's called creating a run. Foul ball, 1-1. You know, the Blue Jays showed the urgency they felt in signing Cease because they signed him before the winter meetings. And that is unusual. They wanted to lock him up before anybody started bidding on him in the winter meetings, and he was cool with the contract they gave him. Why not? They knew that Gausman was entering the final year of his contract. He was a great signing for them 5 years ago. They ended up trading Gausman at the trade deadline, but they have Cease here for 6 more years.
And right in his prime as well.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. 1-0 Yanks.
There's a lot of different classifications for changeups. You know, we've seen power changeup. This is an old school straight change. Almost 20 miles an hour differential velocity there, upper 70s. Parachute, pull the ripcord. It's not built for movement, it's built for speed. And the spin kind of mirrors too his four-seamer, so kind of a throwback style changeup for Cease.
Foul back. These two teams runs at a premium. Pretty good pitching matchup. Yankees lead 1-0. And the righty rocks and deals. Still 3-2.
Pitch number 71 from Cease about to be delivered here. 2 outs in the 5th.
Swing and a miss. That is the 8th strikeout. Check that, 7 strikeouts, so he's 2 away from 200. We're halfway through. Time for the Optimum Fiber famously fast replay.
Excellent command with that sweeper, and also lefty on lefty changeups. So the arsenal has changed. We pointed it out. Looks like a different guy, really. Very unpredictable now what he's going to throw.
Last 5 starts, you see those numbers, they jump out at you. And if you go 7 starts before this one, he had a 2.03 ERA, 196 batting average against. So the numbers hold up what we're seeing.
We'll give him a lot of credit for adapting and listening to the Yankees pitching department and what they're throwing at him. It's one thing to get the information, it's another thing to interpret it and implement it.
Soft ground ball off the bat of Clement, charging Lombard, 1 out.
Sinkers and changeups has increased his ground ball rate. We've seen it when he needs it, he gets it. He gets the ball on the ground now.
Here's Kazuma Okamoto. Fly ball to right in the second. 24 home runs in his rookie big league season. And a strike. .24 home runs, tied with Eric Hinsky for the most by a rookie in Blue Jay history. That one's driven out to left center field and deep. That ball is off the base of the wall. Played out there by Grisham. Okamoto with a one-out double.
Center cut. A good swing from Okamoto. A little fortunate too, it stays in the ballpark.
Second runner in scoring position for the Blue Jays. They had first and second, one out in the fourth, and Springer banged into a 6-4-3 double play. So that's going to bring up Daz Cameron. Cameron was called up yesterday when Guerrero went on the 7-day IL. How about this, David? First time Guerrero has ever been on the IL in his career. One and 0. .25 games in the minors for Cameron. Hit .368, so he got the promotion. Hit .287 in South Korea in the KBO. That one is ripped down the left field line. It is a base hit. It'll go into the corner. Ramos will play it out there. Scoring is Okamoto. It's an RBI double for Cameron, and the game is tied at 1.
Well, another look. The sweeper spinning on the inner half of the plate. Cameron recognizes it, keeps it fair. We've got a tie game.
Here's Jimenez. Waves at that breaking ball. One and one. 4 hits for the Blue Jays. Yankees just 1. Two and 1 on Jimenez, who struck out in the 3rd inning. Two.
Been tying up Jimenez with that changeup, that lefty on lefty changeup. So hard for lefties to pick up.
Spoiled that one. Ground ball. McMahon checks the runner back to second, fires to first, and Cameron going for third. And the throw is in time. Great tag by McMahon and a good throw by Rice. I'm sure that the Blue Jays are going to look at it. Nick Lentz made the call, the third base ump. Schneider waiting for his replay guy, and he said, no, we are not going to challenge it. So an unconventional double play for the Yankees. 5-3-5. And the tag got him on the backside for the final out of the fifth. Game tied at 1. Well, thank you, Bob. Go around the majors. How about the debut for Joshua Baez? Has there ever been a better one? Paul Skeens, next start pushed to Wednesday. And Wilyer Abreu, 6 home runs in August, tied for the most in Major League Baseball. So Abreu playing well for the Red Sox. So the Yankees know that Red Sox score. They also know that Tampa Bay is losing to Baltimore. These are big games. Rice swings and misses. Rice 0 for 2 in the leadoff spot today as Aaron Boone trying to shake it up a bit.
It was the great Dusty Baker, Michael, that told me, and he's been on record as saying, these getaway days, especially what the Yankees are facing right now. You have to go to Baltimore, you got an off day tomorrow, you're staring at a sweep. This game's important, just for the psyche of the team, for the feel-good part of it, the flight.
High fly ball, right field. Bateman is there to put it away.
You talk about the collective psyche of a team. And good job by McMahon making sure and then getting back. I wasn't sure he was going to get back. Cameron took a chance. But at that point, boy, that's a big chance to take on Cameron's part. And barely got him with the tag.
Let's see, did he get him on the backside or the leg? That was on the leg.
Twice. All right. Good pickup, good camera work. Yep.
Garcia's driven in the Yankees' only run with a sac fly in the third. I know it sounds like a cliche, but you teach it in Little League. You don't make the first out or the final out of the inning at third. So if Cameron's going to go there, he has to know that he has to be able to make it because you're not gaining enough of an advantage to get there.
Yeah, especially how protective he was to get back to the bag when McMahon looked him back.
A nice throw by Rice, who hasn't played much first base of late. Strike 3, and that's going to be challenged by Garcia. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Let's see if Garcia's right. Oh, he's right.
The call's been changed to a ball.
If you're an umpire behind the plate, you can still have a bad day. Because as Boone said the other day, there are certain times that you just don't challenge because it's not leverage enough to challenge. You don't want to risk it. But they do, they still miss their calls. Strike 3. No challenge there, so Garcia down looking. That's the 8th strikeout for Cease.
Well, here's that parachute changeup we've been talking about at 82 miles an hour. It's like it pulls the ripcord halfway there. It just floats in there.
Ramos with a strike. Ramos has the Yankees' only hit. A 2-out double down the third base line into the left field corner in the first inning. That's the only hit. And they've walked a couple of times. We're in the 6th inning, and we talk about it, agonize over it if you're a fan, and if you're in that dugout, but the malaise offensively continues. Facing a top flight pitcher today. It's got to be particularly aggravating to have a bullpen game thrown at you yesterday and also be shut down by a bullpen game. Puts pressure on the starter. He's got to keep putting zeros up.
Cease does have a high pitch count this year of 120. 4 starts ago, so he can be pushed to the 110, 120 range.
And you would think that their closer, Louis Vorland, is out of the picture. He's pitched 2 days in a row. I don't know if they're hard and fast with that. And Rogers has pitched 2 days in a row as well. So they might have to get a little creative. They've added a left-hander, Brendan Little, who was on the paternity leave. So Tiedemann, who pitched yesterday, he got sent down after making his major league debut, and they called Little off the paternity leave, so they have a fresh arm in the pen. And the pitch. And the veteran righty deals the 2-2. Count is full on Ramos. And Ramos works a walk. And a dramatic bat flip, working the walk. So he's on first with 2 outs. That brings up Grisham. So here's Trent Grisham. Grisham has struck out twice against Cease. Three walks, 8 strikeouts for the Blue Jays right-hander. And a strike. Along with Meredith Marakovitz and David Cohn, I'm Michael Kay. We thank you for spending part of your Sunday afternoon with us here on Yes. It's a 1-1 game, top of the 6th. Yankees trying to salvage the final game of this 3-game set. Two and one. 2-2. Of anything, that walk that Ramos drew puts more pitches on the ledger of Cease. Runner goes, 2-2. High, throw to second. A stolen base for Ramos. That's his 4th of the year. Yankees got a runner in scoring position.
Got a good jump, picked up a good pitch to go on.
Very close to coming off the bag. We've seen that victimize the Yankees too many times of late. But he did keep contact. And the count is full on Grisham. Jones is on deck. Strike 3. Grisham strikes out for the 3rd time. The 9th strikeout for Cease, the 200th strikeout of the season. It's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And here's Lauren and Toby at the stadium recently as they watched their Yankees take down the Mariners earlier in the week. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. All right, we go to the bottom of the 6th inning of a 1-1 game. Miles Straw will lead off against Ryan Weathers. That strikeout that ended the top of the inning by Grisham was the 9th of the game for Cease. As we mentioned, it was his 200th. It makes him the fastest to 200 strikeouts in Blue Jay history. He did it in 23 games. And he was aware of that milestone because he was asking for the baseball. And Andres Jimenez was about to throw it into the stands. Looked like he was going to wrestle it away from him. Maybe Jimenez was teasing him and then gave him the baseball. I mean, that's pretty good when you consider Roger pitched here, David Cohn pitched here, Dave Steve pitched here. A lot of great strikeout pitchers. He's the fastest to 200.
Yeah, he just surpassed Roger Clemens in his 1997 season.
Let's check out the league leaders, brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. 6th straight season with 200 or more strikeouts for Cease, and his 200 Ks, well, it leads the American League this year. It looked like he was politicking his way for another inning. He wants to go again in the 7th. And Snyder said, okay. As David mentioned earlier, 120 is his season high.
You didn't have to talk Schneider into that too much, did he?
No, just a little nudge.
Yeah, fist bump, thank you.
Two, 3-2 on Straw. Crowd of 42,351. Another sellout here at Rogers Center.
They've been great all year long here.
And there's a leadoff walk to Miles Straw, who has 7 stolen bases. This is a team that doesn't run much, but Straw is one of the guys that can.
It was Bateman's bunt in yesterday's game that really caught the Yankees and Ryan McMahon off guard. You're going to play in here. You're not going to let that happen again.
Showed bunt again, took a strike.
I really thought that was a mistake in yesterday's game not to be ready for Bateman, because he had shown bunt on the first pitch in yesterday's game, then got a bunt single. Clearly a threat right here.
Bunted, and they go to second. They get the out. Boy, what a tremendous scoop there by Lombard to get the out at second. Now they're going to check the replay.
Gutsy play. I mean, you have to be sure right here. No hesitation at all. What a pick from Lombard, too, on this end. Stay on the bag and pick it. Got him. Heck of a play by Lombard. Saving his third baseman there.
Boy, Lombard, we don't want to beat it to death, but for a 21-year-old, what poise. There's McAdoo.
Made that play look easy.
One and 0. We told you Little was just taking out the paternity leave, so he's up. Bateman has speed, still has not stolen a base at the big league level. Fouled away. Up the middle and off the glove of a lunging Lombard into center field. Going to third is Bateman. The throw is not in time. Good slide to get away from the tag from McMahon. A single from McAdoo, and it's first and third with one out.
Well, McAdoo again coming through, and you can see that second hop really picked up steam and got by Lombard. Nice try at third. Beats the tag and stays on the bag.
That left hand just stayed on. And the lunge there, as David said, that second hop picked up speed and got it past Lombard.
Yeah, tremendous topspin off of the bat of McAdoo.
So Matt Blake goes out and talks with Weathers, and the dangerous Kirk is at the plate. Of all the guys in this lineup, probably the guy you don't want to see in a big situation. They intentionally walked him twice yesterday. This time second base is open. They're not going to elect to do that. Springer is on deck. .70 pitches for Weathers. 1-0. Maybe the talk was, David, there's a base open. It's not first. So let's not throw anything that he could drive.
Got some action in the bullpen, but it's a little late for Springer on deck. Going to have to kill some time here, depending on how this at-bat goes.
2-0.
It's not just about the pitch count or Weathers and how he's throwing. It's about the state of the Yankees needing to win a game and their futility offensively that you got to have that guy ready to go for Springer.
Two and one. And Kirk is going to challenge that. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. Kirk is right. That was by 2.6 inches. You know, it's funny, David, you mentioned it. Wendell said he's trying so hard to live up to his reputation as a pitcher's umpire, but the ABS is not allowing it.
Exactly. There's still a little gamesmanship, the calibration going on with some of these umpires early in the game. When they miss a few, like we saw, kind of see that strike zone tighten up a bit. But you're right, he still wants to call strikes.
3-1. Could they turn two? There's one. On to first. It's a double play. Weathers pumps up and throws his left leg in the air because he loved the double play. Lombard to Caballero. Over to Rice. You think a pitcher's best friend is a double play? Oh, yeah, it is. The Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Mohegan Sun, beyond your wildest. By your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by Sage, proud accounting software provider of the New York Yankees. Some players that played for both of these teams. And Winfield won his championship here. And then my partner in the booth, David Cohn. And you liked it here.
I loved it here. It's a great place to play, great city. And in the early 90s, it was the place to be.
Ford scoreboard 1-1, top of the 7th inning. Big double play for Ryan Weathers. And there's a strike to Spencer Jones. 95 pitches for Cease, and you saw at the end of the 6th inning, he told Schneider, I'm good, I want to pitch the 7th. They have a pitcher up in the bullpen just in case the inning gets a little long. Big cut, trying to untie it, 1-2. Jones fly ball to center and a strikeout. It'll be Jones, Lombard, and McMahon against Dylan Cease. 7th inning, 1-1 game.
Have you noticed how good Lombard's feeds are on double plays? The underhand feed, perfect location, gets rid of it quick.
The 2-2. Still 2-2. Let's check out the defender dynamic performer. It's that double play.
Well, watch the feed. You see a lot of shortstops that try to throw it sidearm, not Lombard. Quick and underhand right there. On the money. It's as good as it gets.
2-2. You don't want to walk Jones if you're Cease. He's going to steal second base.
I mean, quick and gone.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 10 for Cease.
He's got some weapons when he wants to punch you out.
So here is the aforementioned Lombard. Walk, stole a base, and grounded to short. 1-0.
He's even got a red necklace, Michael. Very color coordinated day, as you pointed out early. He's an artist.
On the mound and off the mound. You know, David, he also meditates. He said, as a pitcher, I want to be confident and dominate. But in my life, I want to live a joyful, fulfilling life. Boy, just described the two of us. That one is driven to left field. Going back is Cameron on the track, turning, and he's going to play it off the wall. Playing the carom out there is Straw, and Lombard picks up a double with one out.
Another look. Jumps all over that slider. The only question is it going to get over the wall or not? That's a good swing. This is going to end Dylan Cease's day. But yes, that looks like a homer to me, but the high wall saves Cease.
That's just the Yankees' second hit of the game. And Cease is going to get a big ovation from this sellout crowd. They'll go to Brendan Little to face Ryan McMahon. The go-ahead runs at second base here in the seventh. Got Cy Young candidates right here. Cam Schlittler's numbers. He's first in everything except strikeouts. Cease has 201. Now Cease's ERA is 2.35. Started the day 2.40. But by leaving Lombard at second, that's his responsibility. So that could go up. It's going to be a tight race. Cease is a little light on innings. Brendan Little comes on, the left-hander, and the Yankees will then counter with Paul Goldschmidt, and immediately the Blue Jays intentionally walk Goldschmidt. So it's a little bit of a gamble by Boone. You're taking out McMahon in a really tight game, so you're lessening your defense. And he just wanted to have this matchup. Now they walk Goldschmidt. Let's see if they pinch run for him with Jazz, which they will. So Jazz will take over at second. Caballero will move from second to third. Now the Yankees will pinch it for Wells with Rosario.
Yes. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and the way the Yankees have struggled offensively, you've got to pull every rabbit out of your hat if you're Aaron Boone, and that's what we're seeing in this inning.
Good speed on the bases for the Yanks. Little deals low. It's a nice day of work for Goldschmidt.
Just hang your jersey back up. Don't even need to take a shower.
Check swing, did he go? No, he did not. So this is Little's first game since Tuesday. He and his wife Emily had a daughter, Hudson, on Thursday. And what Little does well is he gets ground balls. He has a high walk rate, but he does get ground balls. Three and 0. There's a strike. His last game of 2025 was somewhat disappointing. He gave up Freddie Freeman's walk-off home run in the 18th inning of Game 4 of the World Series. He had 79 appearances for the Blue Jays last year. So he's come back from 3-0 to work at full against the pinch hitter Rosario.
For the Blue Jays and their fans, talking to some of the clubhouse personnel, last year was the one that got away. They really felt like they had it, that they were going to beat the Dodgers.
Lined into right field, on the run is Bateman, and he makes the play. The runners hustle back, and getting back in time at second is Lombard. So Rosario hit it hard, but Bateman ran it down.
So all you can do is put a good swing on it. Rosario does.
So here comes Pete Walker, the pitching coach, to go over with Little how they want to pitch to Caballero. Wheels are turning. The Yankees have just one player left on their bench. That's Ali Sanchez. They've used Jazz, Rosario, and Goldschmidt just in this inning. 7th inning, Yankees have 2 hits and 1 run. The Blue Jays 5 hits and 1 run. There's the bench we spoke of. Caballero scored the Yankees' only run on a sac fly. That was way back in the 3rd. Big spot for him. Strike. Little gets it up to 97 miles an hour. Looks like Weather's still in the game. Bounced up there, blocked by Kirk. Cruz is ready. Every game seems to be a nail biter. Even the game where the Yankees scored 10 runs against Seattle, the game was tied in the 7th inning. Nothing has come easy. They continue to get sparkling production from their starting staff. The offense is not caught up yet. Line drive, it's a base hit to left field. Lombard rounds 3rd, he's coming home. The throw from Cameron is not in time. Going to second is Caballero, he gets in a rundown. Now Jazz Chisholm's heading home. Cameron, no, they do not tag Caballero. The game is still alive. Scoring is Chisholm, and Caballero gets back to first, and the Yankees lead 3-1. And it looks like they're going to challenge it on the Blue Jay side. Obviously challenging the play on the tag on Caballero. So if this tag is made, I don't believe Jazz scores.
I agree. As we were watching from the vantage point of the press box. If they rule that initially a tag, then that extra run could be disallowed. And did the tag happen?
Boy, that's tough to see.
Toronto is challenging the out call at first base.
Manager's Challenge brought to you by Mazda.
Excuse me, Toronto's challenging the safe call.
So there's a 1 run. Caballero realizes he's out at second, and he gets into a rundown. And that tag is made, then Jazz doesn't score. You can see clearly there. Every player is watching that on the big board right now, whether or not he got tagged. I don't know if there's enough. What do you think, David?
I can't tell. It's so close.
So Caballero directing traffic. I don't know, David. I don't know if you can overturn that.
Stop, drop, and roll. Caballero, look at him roll and get out of the way.
Now, did that roll get his hand touched? Doesn't look like it did. This is a tough call back in New York, I'll tell you that. That's a big run.
It's a big run, and it was well done all the way around. I love Caballero getting in a run down. Chaz Chisholm with the speed on the bases, trying to steal an extra run there. You're having trouble scoring runs. I love the aggressiveness on the base. Question is, did he tag him or not?
Did the wristband move? That's the question. And it looks like it did move. That's unbelievable.
The call is going to be overturned. The runner was tagged in the hand to the out. Only one run will score. The second run will not score.
Wow. On a wristband.
What a great camera work. Great camera work there to get that tag on the wristband. And yes, undoubtedly the tag happens there. Jazz is nowhere near home plate.
An amazing overturn by the width of a wristband. If he's not wearing the wristband, he's safe. Think about that. That's how tight it was. But the Yankees do take the lead. They are up 2-1. The third run doesn't count, but the second one does. Time for the stretch. All right, 2-1, guys. George Springer leads off against Ryan Weathers. Let's check out today's Gusto game recap. 2-3-0 for the Yanks, 1-5-0 for the Blue Jays. Weathers been great. Dylan Cease was outstanding. Caballero, as Jack just mentioned, he's put into the lineup and he's done something. He got the RBI single to give them the lead. He actually scored the first run, so that was a move that has worked for Aaron Boone.
Showing a lot of confidence in Weathers, too, with 3 righties due up this inning.
Soft ground ball. Lombard will get Springer. Now the Yankees have their defense different. Sanchez takes over behind the plate, so the bench is empty. Caballero moves to third from second, and Jazz Chisholm will take over at second base. Check swing. And Clement goes around, 0-1. One and one. What a great shot by our crew and our director, Dan Barr. Ground ball to third. Two away. Frank Madros, the technical director, blew up that shot to show you that it actually got a little piece of the wristband for the final out.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Little movement on the wristband, that shot. For Ryan Weathers, his 9th ground ball out today. That changeup sinker has been nails for him.
And a strike.
Just 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, but a lot of ground balls, a lot of good changeups, a lot of good sinkers.
Pitch count's in good shape that he could possibly pitch the 8th if he gets Okamoto here. 1-1. Okamoto had a double and scored the only run for the Blue Jays in the 5th inning.
I give Weathers a lot of credit. He's really embraced this new style, this new allotment of pitches. Throw your breaking ball when you're, when you need to for strikes like that, and then your changeup and sinker down. Get the ball on the ground. Big double plays today too.
Swing and a miss. That is a strong inning for Ryan Weathers. Yankees take the lead, and he comes back and retires Toronto in order 1, 2, 3. Time to name that Yankee, brought to you by Prevagen. This is considered a 2. You see the record, a lot of saves. Started with the Yankees, Giants, A's. Blue Jays finished with the White Sox. Ben Rice leads off the 8th inning and takes a strike from Little. Dribbled slowly up the first base line, and it's a foul ball. So Rice, one of the changes in the lineup, leading off, and he's 0 for 3. Well, Baltimore beat Tampa Bay 10-2. So an opportunity to gain on the first place Rays. Yankees will see Baltimore starting on Tuesday. Rice taking his time to get back to the plate. Count 0-2 on the Yankee first baseman.
You know, one of the aspects for young players like Ben Rice is just to get used to the grueling schedule. Second year, really, full year, where he's playing every day. You're in the dog days right now in August. There's no way to condition yourself for that other than play the games, to go through a major league season and build up your stamina that way, mentally, emotionally, physically. You talk about the ebbs and flows and the streaks of a game. For young players, that's a tough thing to get over.
Swing and a miss. Rice 0 for 4. Hey, Tuesday, on a special new episode of The Stadium, get the dramatic inside story of how an unprecedented 3-night run of Jay-Z concerts followed the blueprint to produce one of the most epic experiences in stadium history. This premieres Tuesday after Yankees coverage on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Got to see the show. Yes cameras were all over. They were inside. They captured some incredible footage that showed how the security works, operation team works, and kept fans safe and sound. 0-1 on Luis Garcia Jr. Oh and 2. On this date, 1948, Babe Ruth passed away. Actually was lying in state at Yankee Stadium for 2 days. Endless stream of fans came by to pay their respects. And it's unusual that we're in Toronto, because it was in Toronto that Babe Ruth hit his first ever home run as a 19-year-old, playing against a team called the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he hit the home run into Lake Ontario.
I did not know that. Great little nugget right there.
And of course, he finished with 714.
You see a lot of the old pictures of Babe Ruth, and you see him later in his career, and people think, oh, you know, 20 hot dogs, he's overweight. Yeah, he was a stud when he was 19 years old through his early 20s.
And Garcia works a walk against Little. And they'll bring in a right-hander to face Elliot Ramos. So John Snyder's trying to keep it right here at 2-1. We're in the 8th inning, runner on first, 1 man out. Well, this was an easy one, so we gave you enough time. Now we find the answer to Name That Yankee. Very popular Yankee. Started his career with them. They acquired him in a trade. Rags, Dave Righetti, great starter, turned into an outstanding reliever. Boy, could he throw, David.
A heck of a pitching coach, too. Had a nice run with the Giants.
They won 3 championships as their pitching coach. There's the no-hitter on July 4th, striking out Wade Boggs for the final out. Entering as a reliever. Paul Sewald making his Blue Jay debut. Now, Dave had a very famous moment in Toronto. Gave up a big home run, took the ball and then threw it at Old Exhibition Stadium onto the back end of the football field. That was some throw. Fly ball. Straw makes the play to retire Ramos. So Rags was the Rookie of the Year in 81, had the no-hitter against the Red Sox in 86, 46 saves. And that was the single season record in the big league until 1990.
I can see it in my mind's eye right now, striking out Wade Boggs on the 4th of July for the final out.
It was Trent Grisham against Seawald. 36-year-old veteran was just released, put on waivers by the Diamondbacks, and the Blue Jays picked him up, so this is the Blue Jay debut. It's going to be a challenge by the Blue Jays. Successful ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. So Kirk gets his pitcher a strike. The problem with Seawald this year, a lot of home runs. He's allowed 12 home runs in 39 innings of work. Broken bat, right to shortstop. Jimenez steps on the bag, and that'll do it. So Seawald works a clean 2 outs here in the 8th. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Deals so right they almost feel wrong. Only at your local Hyundai dealer. And by Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. It's a big-time performance in that building by Ryan Weathers. Yankees need a win in the worst way to snap a 3-game losing streak where their offense has been shut down. They only have 2 runs and 3 hits today, but Weathers has made it hold up. Here's Daz Cameron as Weathers comes out to pitch the 8th. Cameron's driven in the only run for Toronto, the RBI double down the left field line. That was in the 5th inning. Daz is the son of veteran Mike Cameron.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. He's a big prospect coming up through, and he's been through the ringer and worked his way back.
Hitter is pounding the strike.
Daz is going to challenge that strike. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Pitch has been changed to a ball.
His dad, Mike, is a special assignment coach in the Seattle organization. Strike, 3-1. David said a big-time prospect. His first-round draft pick in 2015 by the Astros out of high school. And the count goes full. Right to Lombard. And the tag by Rice. 1 away. Hey, Tuesday on Yes, the Yankees road trip through the American League East continues as the Bombers head to Baltimore and kick off a 3-game set with the Orioles. Extended coverage starts at 4:30 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Here is Andres Jimenez. And he shows bunt and takes a strike. Oh, 0-2 on Jimenez, who's 0 for 2. Hit into a double play and struck out. 2-1 Yankees, bottom of the 8th inning. Line drive, right field, Jones on the run. He's going to play it on a hop. So Jimenez with a 1-out single. And he's the guy who can steal a base. 16 stolen bases.
Get another look. Not sure if Jones got caught flat-footed there a little bit. Weathers thinks that was an out. Could have been an out. We also have the Sun field in right field. Not sure if Jones saw that right off the bat.
And Boone's going to take the ball from Ryan Weathers. David, that was a big-time performance by Ryan Weathers.
It was.
Come out to Yankee Stadium on Saturday, August 22nd, when the Yankees take on the Blue Jays for Hello Kitty Day. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive a Hello Kitty bobblehead, courtesy of Toyota. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. Well, the Yankees are going to go to their closer to get a 5-out save. David Bednar, who's been rested, kind of reset, and they will ask him to get 5 outs.
An off day tomorrow. You need this win. Bednar's been really good all season.
That's a tough final batter for Weathers, because for all intents and purposes, it looked like that ball could have been caught. Nathan Lucas is going to pinch hit for Miles Straw. Jimenez leads off first, held by Rice. 1-0. And he goes around 1-1. Blue Jays looking for the sweep. The Yankees trying to salvage the final game in this 3-game set in Toronto. Line drive right field. Jones is there to make the play, and he'll fire to first as Jimenez hustles back. 2 outs.
Jones picks this one up much better. Gets a good jump.
So here's the youngster Brett Bateman. One and 0. Bateman's 0 for 3. Foul back.
Just 1 walk and 4 strikeouts for Ryan Weathers, 10 ground ball outs. His changeup was devastating today. A lot of weak contact, a lot of ground balls.
Runner goes, pitches high, throw to second. Did they get him? Yes, very tepid call there by Vic Carapazza. And let's see if the Blue Jays are going to challenge. He's safe.
Was challenging the out call at second base.
Have you ever seen a less urgent call by an umpire? Pretty big play in the game. Looks like he got in ahead of the tag.
Yeah, it's not good.
Manager's challenge brought to you by Mazda. They see it on the board, that's why they're reacting right now. To this point, David, has not been a great game for the men in blue.
Been a tough series.
A lot of overturned calls at home plate on Wendelstedt. The play between first and second on Caballero was called incorrectly. This one looks like it's called incorrectly. We'll see if New York overturns it. If they do, it's the 17th stolen base for Jimenez. Here we go.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. And Toronto will retain their challenge.
The short hop was the difference. Lombard had to pick it, bring his glove up, and then back down to tag. That was a split-second difference.
2-1 count on Bateman. Swings over the splitter, 2-2. The 2-2. Still 2-2. Yankees lead 2-1. Runner at second base. 2 men out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bednar in to get a 5-out save as the starter Weathers handed it off to the closer. Line down the right field line, foul. Bateman is 4 for 11 in this series against the Yanks. Has a 6-game hitting streak. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. A big strikeout of Bateman by Bednar, and the Yankees hold on to their lead. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. The tip held on by Sanchez. Weathers likes it. Well, the Mercedes-Benz road ahead has the Yankees heading to Baltimore after the game. Then they'll 3 games against the Orioles, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Then they'll see the Blue Jays again back at the stadium. Monday, another off day. Then the Astros and the Red Sox in a 4-game set. Have a doubleheader on Saturday. Game 1 will be on Yes, Game 2 on Fox. Spencer Jones leads off, 9th inning. Fouls 1 back. Paul Sewald got the final 2 outs of the 8th. He's still out there. Bateman is in center field, moving from right, and Lucas takes over in right field. One and two. Swing and a miss. Jones strikes out for the 3rd time today. He's 0 for 4. Hey kids, check out a new season of Hexclad Presents Bronx Buds, featuring all new adventures around the city. Catch the latest episode streaming now exclusively on the Gotham Sports app. New episodes drop every Saturday morning. Here's George Lombard Jr. He doubled high off the wall in left center and came around to score the go-ahead run in the 7th inning. So a big hit for Lombard. And that was the last batter that Dylan Cease faced. Those big base hits in that inning. We'll take a look at the exit velocities presented by Spectrum. So Lombard's is 101.2 and Caballero's single 99.7. 2-1.
Feels like Lombard's just filling up the stat sheet, right? On both sides of the ball. Base running, driving the baseball, catching it.
Left field. Cameron is there, and he puts it away. 2 outs. So 2 down here in the 9th inning. Hey fans, download the Gotham Sports app to get live games, highlights, features, podcasts, and much more. And if you get Yes on TV, then you get the Gotham Sports app for free. So download and sign in today. First at bat for Jazz Chisholm Jr. He did not make the starting lineup today. Caballero did. Came in as a pinch runner. Matt Waldron warming up. Inside. Up the middle and through for a base hit. So Chisholm gets himself a single with 2 outs, now a threat to go. Now Chisholm came as a pinch runner, and he did not score after the call was overturned on Caballero. Now, was he busting it the whole way? He stopped at third, then took off, and didn't score before the tag.
Well, he had to find out where the ball was and what was going on at third. And then by the time he figured it out, it was too late.
So Meredith told us earlier that Aaron Boone said Jazz will be in the lineup again on Tuesday. And he just got a single right here, but Caballero had such an important day for the Yankees. Would that warrant giving him another start? Orioles will be starting a right-hander on Tuesday, so in all likelihood it would be Jazz.
You have 2 options with Caballero. He can play third too if you want to spell McMahon.
Right.
If there's a tough lefty. But facing righties, you got to give Jazz a chance to get going here down the stretch because he's that kind of player if he gets hot.
Snap throw to first. McAdoo makes a nice play on the throw by Kirk. You want to look ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's McAdoo, Kirk, and Springer. If anybody gets on, Ernie Clement. Big lead, and there he goes. Strike, throw to second. He didn't even have to slide. He went in standing up. A stolen base for Jazz.
Tremendous lead and jump. It's hard to slow down like that too. A lot of players like to slide so they can save your hamstrings.
Sanchez lost one to center. Bateman's there. And that'll do it. Yankees strand 1. Blue Jays coming up in the bottom of the 9th inning against Bednar. Well, fans, after the final out, get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from the manager. Plus, a look ahead to the series with the Orioles. That's all coming up on the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame. Full house here at Rogers Center. And we want to congratulate Trent Grisham on being voted the Montefiore Einstein Player of the Week. What a week it was. .417 average over 6 games. 4 big home runs, 8 ribbies. Look at the OPS. Good stuff for Trent Grisham. So Josh Smith is going to pinch hit for Charles McAdoo. Yankees holding on to a 2-1 advantage. Bednar will try to get the final 3 outs. Smith takes a strike. McAdoo had 2 hits and 3 at-bats while he was up. And now they go to the left-handed hitting Smith. And a strike. Smith 2 home runs and 9 ribbies in 57 games this year. First base. It's under the glove of Rice and goes into right field. So Smith will reach. It'll be an E3, and the Blue Jays have the tying run on.
Well, unforced errors will kill you. And that is the definition of an unforced error.
Wow.
Not sure if the ball hit the lip. He got a different hop than he was expecting, because that's almost a whiff.
So an E3, and here's Alejandro Kirk. Breaking ball away, 1-0. Big cut, 1-1. Take a look at the Yankees bullpen budget, brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. They've reset Bednar, so he's being asked to get 5 outs, but he has had 4 days off. Two and one. Grisham shading toward right center. Ramos toward left center. And that's going to be challenged by Sanchez. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Big challenge right here. He gets it wrong.
Calls the ball. Yankees are out of challenges.
So as you heard Wendelset say, the Yankees are out of challenges. Breaking ball misses. An E3 and a walk. Tying runs at second. The winning run is at first. Nobody out for the Blue Jays. And they'll send a pinch runner out for Kirk. It's Valenzuela.
And with Springer up, probably not a bunt situation. We've seen Toronto play small ball this whole series. But this particular matchup and that particular hitter is probably not going to be the case here.
Now what we've seen from Springer so far today is 3 weak ground balls to short. He is 0 for 7 in this series. Matt Blake talks things over with the Yankee infield and Bednar. So Bednar got the final 2 outs of the 8th, trying to nail it down here in the bottom of the 9th. 2-1 Yankees. Blue Jays have 1 man left on the bench, Jesus Sanchez. The 0-1. 0-2. Good fastball.
Well, he's coming up lame there. You see Springer and his body language on this swing and miss. Boy, big twisting action. Boy, he looks like his arm's hurt or something's bothering him.
He's waving to the bench that he's fine, just trying to walk it off. The 0-2. Grounded foul. Again, he looks in pain.
He's hurting. No two ways about it. He's trying to grind through it.
It's a game on the line, though. You wonder if discretion is the better part of valor. You do have Jesus Sanchez on the bench. The 0-2 popped up. Rice in foul territory. 1 out. Big out for the Yanks. And here is Ernie Clement. "30 hits in the postseason last year. Hit .411. 30 hits, a major league record. He was clutch all of last season. He's 0 for 3 today. Check swing foul back. Smith is dancing off second. The pinch runner Valenzuela is at first. The old inside move. The 0-on. Foul back here. Sanchez gives it a look, but it's over the screen.
One thing Bednar has done so well this season, really the better part of the season, is getting that splitter down for a swing and miss in these situations.
Smith off second, Valenzuela off first. 0-2 count on Clement. And that one gets past Sanchez. And the runners move up. Now the tying run 90 feet away, the winning run's at second.
Didn't see that coming, a curveball. Sanchez tries to backhand it. Or actually turns the glove over and it gets right underneath the glove.
And that's so enormous because it forces the Yankees to bring the infield in. 1-2 on Ernie Clement. Nail-biting time, both sides. Blue Jay fans, Yankee fans. Yankees trying to avoid a sweep. High fly ball, center field. Tagging is Smith. Grisher makes the catch. Here's the throw. It's a tie game. Oh, was that wild pitch big. A sac fly by Clement, and the game is tied at 2. It all started with an E3, exacerbated by a wild pitch, and a medium-range fly ball ties it.
A game that called for a really clean game for the Yankees to win it has turned dirty in the 9th on them.
So Sanchez goes out and tosses with Bednar. Now you have to force extra innings where the Yankees have not been that successful, particularly on the road. There's Okamoto, he's 1 for 3. The pinch runner, Valenzuela at second. With 2 outs, the infield backs up, of course. Ground it to Lombard. He sets, fires, and we will go to the 10th as the Blue Jays get a run without a hit, a gigantic error, a gigantic wild pitch. It's 2-2 here in Toronto. Now, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. So that snaps a streak of 17 straight saves for Bednar, first blown save since May 17th at Citi Field. Also, awful that Weathers doesn't get a win the way he pitched. And now the Yankees have to deal with extra innings on the road. Since the rule came in with the inherited runner, they are 17-34, and they're 2-9 in extra innings this year, worst in the majors. Pitches outside. So Sanchez is the inherited runner at second base. Braden Fisher, who opened yesterday's game, he's on for the Blue Jays. And there's a bunt. Fisher fields, and the sacrifice successful as Sanchez moves to third. Now, certainly a choice to play for one run when you know that the Blue Jays also start with a runner at second base in the bottom of the 10th.
And a chance for redemption here for Ben Rice.
Infield is in. Rice 0 for 4. Okamoto moves over to first base. Smith stays in and plays third. The new catcher is Valenzuela. 2-2 game in the 10th. In the last 14 games, Ben Rice is 4 for his last 48. So his average has dipped under 250. The 2-0, driven deep to right field. Going back, Lucas on the track, looking up. See ya! That's how you make up for an error. A 2-run home run, and the Yankees lead 4-2. Oh, did they need that?
And so did he. They needed it, and he needed it. The ball was mashed.
Line drive, base hit to right center field off the bat of Garcia. Cutting over is Bateman. Garcia makes a big turn. He'll stop at first. The throw comes into second.
Gets something, probably a slider down and out over the plate, and absolutely drills it. Home run number 33 on the year.
Here's Ramos. Pitch upstairs from Fisher. He knew it right away. One and one. Happiness and relief.
So you're going to run Bednar back out there?
I was thinking about that. I don't think so. Well, tomorrow's an off day.
It is, and that is extension and barrel.
Well, they've got Hill up in the bullpen right now. 33 home runs. Alvarez leads the American League with 36. Caminero 35. Two and two.
What a game, right? From GOAT to hero in about 20 minutes.
Ground ball short. 1, 2, inning. But Ben Rice makes up for his big error in the ninth with a big 2-run home run. His 33rd of the year. Yankees lead 4-2. We go to the bottom of the 10th. Redemption sweep for Ben Rice after the big error in the bottom of the ninth inning. Right there. That could have cost the Yankees the game. It cost him the lead. Then in the 10th inning, he connects for his 33rd home run. A big-time redemptive swing. But now the Yankees have to hold on in the bottom of the 10th, and they will not keep Bednar out there. It's going to be Tim Hill. So Okamoto will start the inning at second. Those are the numbers on Tim. And here's Cameron. Ground ball to Rice. He beats Cameron to the bag. Moving to third is Okamoto. You know, we talk about the Yankees because that's a team we see every day having trouble with their offense. The Blue Jays in the same boat. Trying to rally here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Here's Jimenez. And he's trying to bunt his way on. Now runner at third doesn't mean anything. Yankees have a 2-run lead. That was obviously a bunt to get on. The 0-1. That one is looped over the head of Caballero. It's a base hit into left field. Okamoto scores, and now Jimenez picks up an RBI, and it's 4-3 Yankees.
Boy, it's hard to hit a baseball like that. Below the trademark, and just barely over the third baseman's head, and barely in the grass. And the shortstop gets it on one hop.
Jimenez has 17 stolen bases. Nathan Lucas takes up and away, 1-0. Lucas pinch hit for Straw in the 8th inning, and a fly ball to right. Cruz is ready. Two and one on Lucas. Left field. Ramos makes the play. Jimenez way off the bag, and he will get back to first to throw a little late. Boy, did he wander far away from first. I think he misread that.
Misread it, and of course Ramos looks like he's got roller skates on out there. I thought he was going to fall down there for a minute. Recovers, makes the play. So a hard play to read all around when you see the left fielder stumbling and you're on the bases. That's why Jimenez got so far off.
So here's Bateman, and there's a strike.
Toronto hitter is challenging the strike call.
Well, Bateman is going to challenge this strike call. ABS presented by T-Mobile. And Hunter Wendelstedt's bad day continues. Now, each extra inning, you get another challenge, another ABS challenge. But the Blue Jays had 2 anyway. The Yankees now are giving back 1 if there's an 11th. And that's going to be challenged by Sanchez. Powered by T-Mobile, ABS.
That one has been changed to a...
Have a day, Hunter. Have a day. I think this was a double challenge. Yep, Hill and Sanchez. This could do it. And it does, and the Yankees hold on and win 4-3. They salvage the final game of this 3-game set. Ben Rice with the big 2-run home run, and that holds up. And the Yankees with another great starting performance, they get the win.
Yeah, Ryan Weathers continues on his recent run where he has just been nails. Sinkers, changeups. He was dominant today on the mound, gave the Yankees everything they needed. And of course, as Michael said, the big swing from Ben Rice. And the Yankees bullpen again. Tim Hill this time coming through.
So Hill picks up the save. The win goes to Bednar. Stars in the book go to Ryan Weathers. He was amazing. Ben Rice with the big home run, the difference in the game. And that man could breathe a sigh of relief. We'll be back.